All right. Good evening, everyone. Tim Davis coming to you guys with another market review. This is my midweek market review. Today is Wednesday, April the 12th. It's now about 7:15 p.m. And I'm going to take a look at the futures market since it's running, but to show you guys what's transpired today after we had the CPI data this morning, and right after that, around 1400, we had around 2 p.m., we had the Fed minutes release. So, all right. It's like I told you guys before that we were in a pretty much a tight range for almost a couple months now. And to be on the lookout for reversal, because I was in looking at the way everything was shaping up, like we were in store for reversal. So I'm going to glance at the daily chart. Here's the daily chart of the Dow Jones futures. And as you can see, yesterday and today, we're starting to see a reversal in trend. We got above this trend line and we're starting to see a reversal in trend. This small buy and a long wick, and the next thing you know, right today, we're starting to get a continuation of that downward trending channel or that downward trend. So yeah, we popped above this level of resistance, but we're starting to trend downward now. And look at what's happening below. If you look at the volume, there's an increase in volume on this red candle here. So anytime you got price dropping with an increase in volume, that is a signal that the bears are more and more motivated, or the sellers are more motivated. So normally that's followed by a continuation of downtrend. Look at the oscillators within the when this is on full stochastic starting to turn lower, and we got a crossover, the green crossing below the red, which is typically a sell signal. And we finally got the wins percentage out of overbought territory, heading lower. That's typically a sell signal. And CCI gave us a sell signal way back here. And now it's starting to turn lower, just starting to turn lower. So signs are looking like we are going to continue this downward trending notion. And we have to see what happens once we hit this 20 moving average here. But again, the trend is starting to continue lower. That's the Dow Jones futures. Here's a weekly chart, Dow Jones futures. Again, you see hovering right up here around this strong level of resistance area. And it looks like we're getting ready to start to head lower. If you look at check out the wins percentage, like we are just stagnant there towards the top of the overbought territory. Like it's ready to turn lower. And CCI also look like it's staggering, like it may be ready to turn lower on the weekly chart as well. All right, let's switch to the S&P futures. And here's our S&P futures. And if you look at this weekly chart, you see where we pretty much stopped right before we reached that level of resistance. And we got these two indecision candles there, and it looks like we're about to start to head lower. And you look at the full stochastics, like it's starting to hinge lower. Wins percentage starting to hinge lower, and CCI all starting to hinge lower on the weekly chart. So we could see a continuation of this downward trend even on the weekly chart, maybe over the next couple of weeks. Let's see how that pans out. Let's switch back to a daily chart real quick. Here's a daily chart of S&P futures. More well-defined downward pattern we're starting to see here now. So again, we got this projection up here. It looks like we're ready to start to trend lower now. Look at the increase in volume as price starts to pull back. That's normally a sign that the sellers are even more motivated when you start to have an increase in volume as prices dropping. Look at the full stochastic, starting to see a continuation of that sell signal. Wins percentage pointing straight downward. CCI, again, we got the sell signal back here, and then we're starting to turn lower. Let's look at the NASDAQ futures. And NASDAQ and the Russell is like the worst. I mean, they've been, showing a lot more weakness a little earlier. So the NASDAQ, you can see here, they got as high as 13,348 back in the beginning of April, but has not been able to even get close to that. So we just been trending downward here. Had a couple up weeks, couple up days here, couple up days here, but nothing to get excited about because it could not break above this level. And it looks like price is steadily rolling over now. We're already at its 20 per moving average, and like it's about to break right back below it. Look at the increase in volume on the way down. So that is signal that the sellers are even more motivated. Sellers even more motivated. Look, the full stochastic is already out of overbought territory and heading lower. Means percentage is trending lower, and CCI starting to roll over. So all roads point to lower prices as we continue to go this week. A reminder that we still have more data to come out this week. We have PPI data tomorrow, along with jobless claims data tomorrow morning. So that should also put pressure on the market. Then the biggest thing I think is probably going to be see what happens once the banks start reporting earnings on Friday. That could be a big catalyst. So there is now starting to see pressure on the market, some consistent pressure on the markets now. Now let's take a look at the Russell. Take a look at the Russell 2000 futures. Again, the Russell just been probably one of the weakest links. It's just every time the Russell tries to make some headway around its 20 period, it just keeps getting rejected. So it got above it just a little, but nothing to write home about. It got above it just a little, and it's ready to start to roll over again. Look at the full stochastics. It's ready to start to roll over. Sell signals. Rand's percentage just been trending lower. CCI crossing with another sell signal, getting ready to head lower. And with the Russell, pay close attention, folks, because I think this will be the first one that is extremely close to starting to break towards the highs of break below the highs of 2020. Let me show that to you on a longer term weekly chart. So right here, where we at now, this dash line I have already on here. This line right here, this straight line here represents the highs of 2020, folks. So this is what the highs of 2020, which is right around 1650. And look at the 20 per moving average. It's depressing price, right? Price is right below the 20 per moving average. If we start to see the Russell futures really start to take off to the downside, be mindful of that and pay close attention, because if we break this level of support, then we'll probably start to see much lower prices, and then we'll see the other indices start to follow. So pay very close attention to that level. So right around 1640, we see price action break below 1640. We can see acceleration to the downside. More than likely, it's going to act as a level of support first. We'll probably get to this level, struggle, and get a bounce. But if we come back to test that level and go straight through it, then things will really start to get ugly. All right, so that's the Russell futures. Again, we're starting to head lower there too as well. Now let's take a look at the VIX. Look at the VIX, folks. Told you guys before, if we don't get a VIX well below 17, then the VIX is going to continue to consolidate until it finds a way to until it decides it's ready to make that big turn higher. So, and since I made that call, look, the VIX has just been hovering in this range. And this is the range. You see the shaded area here. I highlighted that a while ago. This is the range that the VIX has found ways to bounce from since we got down to this level. And it's been doing that for quite a while. So I can go back in time here. So the VIX has been, every time the VIX would get around that range, we will find a way to bounce. Sometimes it may take a while, but it's been doing it. So ever since beginning of 2022, look at that. Got around this level here, this shaded area, and we bounce. So this is actually 2021, folks. Check that back. This is like the end of 2021. It was end of 21, end of 2021, we got a bounce. Beginning around the February of 2022, hit that shaded area, got a bounce. This is around July 2022, got close to that shaded area and bounce. Even here, a little slight bounce here around October 2022. Slight bounce there in the VIX. And then in the beginning of 2023, so we hovered here for a bit. Got a little bounce, came back, and then got a bigger bounce around the beginning of 2023. And now here we are again. So are we in store for another bounce? If I was a betting man, I would say yes, because you can see how well the VIX has held this level of support. And it has held this level for about 3 weeks now. So this is a weekly chart. It has held this level for about 3 weeks now. That will lead me to believe that that's a strong level of support for the VIX, which will lead me to believe that we are ready to go higher in the VIX. Some more signs by looking at this daily chart. Look at the wins percentage. Finally out of this oversold territory, and it is ready to really launch higher. So pretty soon, looking for the full stochastics to start to do the same. It's starting to curl up already. And the CCI crossed with a buy signal back here at the beginning of April. It's like it's ready to turn higher as well. So any day now, I do expect this VIX to pop back above that 20-period moving average. Again, if we see the VIX at 22 to 2250 and holding that level, we're gonna really start to see some lower prices in our equity markets. All right. And folks, I think that's all I have for you guys. Yep, we took a look at everything. All right, folks, hopefully this is something you guys can use, and I'll be back with you guys again as we close this week out. Let's see how this week closes as the rest of the data starts to dump between Thursday and Friday. And I'll try to do another review between Friday and Saturday. Until the next review, folks, enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy these last 2 trading days. And I will see you guys on the next video.